Hello everybody, here I am again, Alex Pinto from Poltava and FH Dating. First of all, I would like to thank to all the viewers, and thank God there are more than hundreds of thousands. And as I promised before, I would make Alex advice. I received lots of feedback, and I decided from one of the major questions that I believe that will be extremely useful for men to understand what is about this Ukrainian women myth, a trophy or a wife. What are the requirements, what are the characteristics that really make this dating abroad so complicated? I noticed that unfortunately online there are many misleading information, many supposed coaches, many supposed gurus, so many people that are used to deal with men with expectations and anxiety and with the local ladies, and unfortunately at the end we understand that they are more or less serving their own market, and the couple itself at the end seems to be a remote priority. So today I would like to share with you some inside information, and I will quote part of a text that I found unfortunately in internet and really mislead people to have a prejudgment that is extremely wrong upon who are these Ukrainian or Russian women. So at the beginning we can read here something like some self-called guru woman that explain how the system works. Guru says that there are some couples she can pair up right away, and those that tell her honestly what they are looking for are direct, goal-oriented, and need no convincing in order to make a commitment are the easiest. However, certain men come with certain stereotypes about women here that need to be addressed even before they can start pairing up process. Men come here, she says, expecting to find this super babe, educated, perfect English speaker, someone who doesn't eat, who doesn't have needs, the perfect woman. Well, there are some things that here should be called attention, and the first one is that I truly do not believe that I should say to men how they should interact or react with local women, because let's see this fact: if you come here to find a prospective wife, you need to show yourself exactly as you are. I cannot coach you to modify your behavior, because sooner or later when you will be back home, and hopefully with one of these women that will be your wife, you cannot show yourself then another person. So this person here needs to understand who you really are. So the more you will change, the more you will jeopardize your process, and will jeopardize also the guarantee of success. Rule number one: be exactly who you are. No performances, because you cannot perform for the rest of your life. So this means that if you show here the wrong person, you will have the wrong match. Also, as it's written here about men comes looking for stereotypes. Unfortunately, this is true, and I am obliged to agree with this, because very often I listen men asking to meet someone that will fulfill their requisites. I'm completely and fully in agreement with this if we don't go too deep on the characteristics that have to be with physical characteristics. I understand that we all have preferences about if it's more pending to the blondes or more pending to the brunette. This is a kind of superficial characteristics. What we look for and what will stay with us forever and ever, it's the inner person. So when we choose someone and come on this quest and start to ask that we want someone with this weight, with this height, with this color of hairs, with this color of eyes, speaking English, no kids, single. Okay, this is the super babe woman, but they are taken like in everywhere. It's not that easy to find. And when we speak about the inner person, this is really what it matters. So to come here is also to date someone in normal standards, honest way. If back home we feel attracted, but we don't decide this way like we are buying something. So when we come to a country like this one, the women are the same. They don't have so much differences upon the other ones back home that will give us the power or even sometimes the arrogance to choose like we are buying a new car. This may be a little bit shocking dialogue, but I believe you guys understand what I'm saying. We need to fall in love, and we don't fall in love with that specific particular person that gathers all the requisites that we want. Because life is made of permanent choices, and only those that are easy to match really are those that are flexible. They go on a search with some goals, with some lines, guidance lines, but not so much restricted as the weight or the height or the color of the hair, for God's sake, because if we go that way, we will spend all life searching. I can tell you a very tiny example that my office manager liked very much to say to our clients. It's one day one man was trying to find the perfect woman, and he was lucky to find really nice persons during his quest. He found one, but she was not that perfect for him, so he quit and he kept on and he kept on, and he had a couple of relationships. He always gave up. Till one day that he really found the one, the perfect, that really fulfilled all his requisites. And you know what? He failed. And why? Because she was also the kind of woman that was trying to find the perfect man. Do you follow me? So, the other question that I would like to speak with you is about the guys that this guru also speak about. According to the guru, finding wife abroad is not for the average guy. It requires finances, the ability to travel, and the means to be able to take their girls out, impress them, buy them gifts. This buy them gifts, it's really a corrosive word here. It's really true that it's needed the time, it's needed the financial way to come, but is not needed an extra financial capacity to impress women with gifts. The gifts giving is a huge mistake. We give in a way that shows our appreciation. If we give to reflect our appreciation to someone, that is correct. If we give to compensate some lack in our characteristics or in our personality or even in our physiological appearance, we are buying. Are you going to keep all your life buying gifts to keep a happy woman beside you? No, you are not. So, this is a terrible mistake, this sentence here. Buy gifts is something that should be out of this question, because once again, to date is to impress one-on-one, mutually, with our inner character, personality, strong willing, and inner beauty. And all this cannot be replaced with a couple of gifts. And the women here, once again I say, they are equal to anyone else place in the world. No need those huge, crazy gifts to find love. Also, we can read that there are the selected few, however, who come this way looking for the trophy wife. You can find them here, says the guru, but there are different categories of trophy. There is the beautiful trophy, the clever trophy, and the young, beautiful, professional trophy. typically what will happen then is that the gentleman will come to Kiev, because this guru is from Kiev, for an average of 7 days, and he will meet different people. Usually he will narrow his search down to 3, and then she says, something really has to be wrong with these expectations or what he is telling me not to reach this point. And I'm always telling guys that if you want to date, that's one thing, but if you're really looking to get married, that's something else completely different. But also says, look, you are single because of this, this and this. I'm absolutely useless unless you are going to do things I'm telling you. Well, the word trophy is already by itself another mistake that we have here. A wife for life, a life partner, is an equal, is not a trophy. Trophy is something that is an object, material thing that will somehow exemplify our conquer. We conquer love, but we don't conquer a human being as a possession or something that will reflect our ability to have it. In other words, human beings stay together by mutual characteristics and understanding and identification, and no one is a trophy. This word is terrible to use here. This smells not correct to say, and going on a very wrong directions upon the idea that may reflect Ukrainian women. Ukrainian women are no trophies. If they will be a trophy, it's because we are speaking about the wrong man acquiring the wrong woman. Upon the girls having taken to the streets near the end of the last year, she questioned 1,000 girls here in Kiev about their views on love. Out of all of them, 70% say they would date a foreigner, 50% they would marry a foreigner. But the only way any of them would relocate is if was a sincere connection between the two. Well, this is true. This shows that this is not that place where everybody is in despair to get married and get out from here. And 50% would be really ready to have a relationship, but then when we speak responsibly about how many are ready to go out, this depends exactly on how this relationship develops, how serious it becomes, how solid it is, and if there are really conditions to succeed here, abroad, or in any other place in the world. And when this needs to be filtered till the bottom, really it will narrow the percentage of women that will be ready to leave. Not only because of them, but also because of the families they will have to leave behind, and because the guarantees and not the material ones. Because if the men that come here have conditions to come here, and I speak about the material conditions, most likely they will have conditions to help their wives. The fact is that they may not have conditions to emotionally feed the needs of that woman when she will be out of her environment. Because remember that for her will be a very hard choice. She will love you as a man, but to stay with you and only you, she will leave behind many family members to whom she always have very tight and long-term relationship and love. So this decision is very hard. I can give you a very strong example. All the women that I had the privilege to drive back to United States on this case, or to Europe, and they went to get married, they were 50% so happily and 50% so sad, because They were living for a new future, they were living for the love of their lives, but they were also leaving behind all her past life and knowing that not so soon they will be able to return to their forever and ever beloved ones. So it's a very hard choice, and this is the reason why it narrows so down the percentage of people that really have the courage and feel the certainty to move their life on 180 degrees. Another thing Guru was able to confirm via this questionnaire was that the girls don't want their guys telling them what to do. And then she says, as a very matriarchal country, the guys need to know that they are dealing with very strong, stubborn, hardworking women. They are often the ones who wear the pants. This is a joke, because this country is a man's country. This country is a place where the man is the head of the family, where women do not mind to depend on the man because they trust, because they saw her mother doing that, because they saw her grandmother doing that. They need, of course, someone that guarantee a quality lifestyle, and believe me that here is modest comparing to what can be offered abroad, but far, very, very far from being the pants of the house. I don't know how it's possible to say this, but women in Ukraine, they are women. They don't want to be like a man. They will take care about things that are supposed to be by society women things, kids, house, work also, of course, and the man will have his tasks and his obligations. They happily accept to have different roles in the couple. They never want to be the pants of the family. This is absurd. This is a masculine society. It is ruled by men, and women are very happy to be women and different from the men. Men allow them to have a nice, enjoyable life on their feminine forms. No one here wants to be an equal. It's something that's anti-nature in this country. So this is a full nonsense to say such a blasphemous situation. Guru says the more beautiful the woman, the more she cares about this and the more successful guy she is willing to catch. Many think the more money you spend on me, the more value I am to you, and she puts herself on the pedestal. Unfortunately, a lot of women do not have enough class to show that they are ready for a commitment, and they end up overdoing it. Well, if we are dealing with someone that understands her own value, I fully agree with that. But if the value is directly related to the beauty, how more expensive, well, it happens, but on this case seems that we are miscarrying something here that is again the inner person. So the real good and valuable woman, if she is beautiful, is a very good additional characteristic. But if the beauty is what makes her value, maybe we are in a little bit of empty head here, because it doesn't make sense. The beauty is very important, especially for us men, that we are visual, but when comes the moment, if there's nothing inside, she will not be the choice, right? So this kind of women maybe is not our priority, and this guru, as she calls herself, she's used to deal with men's expectation that obviously the first impact will go to the beauty. So this is why she also speaks that men to succeed need to do what I say. all this is wrong, because this is just a coach to adapt and transform someone's character and willing upon what we have, on this case, her, to provide as the potential wives for his future. So this to say that if we go only for the beauty factor, we really risk ourselves to catch the wrong one. And now it fits here well, the trophy word, because that will be a trophy, because for inside is empty. In the end, however, what most women really want is security, says this guru. They want to know that their man can provide for their future family. They want to make sure that he understands that she does not need his money now, but that their relationship is important, that he is not just one of these sexual tourists. Here in Ukraine, and certainly in Kiev, if a man wants to be with a woman, he will buy her gifts. It is most certainly a cultural thing, and it's something practiced by Ukrainian men, whether they have money or not. Girls here don't have to ask. It just goes without saying. They expect same from Western guys, but they have no clue. We are again on the same mistake. It's true that anyone that wants to please the other one, especially here, this is why I was talking about the pants of the house, because the men here really tried the best to please them, and they tried to conquer them. But then comes the fact that all is very nice at the beginning, many gifts and many pleasant situations and places, and then when we pass the line of the marriage, all things steps back and all goes to what really always was. So this is where we foreigners stand the difference, and this is why I ask men to always be the same since the very first moment, because we can come exactly as we are. We already are making a huge difference. We will conquer the woman, we keep on being ourselves, we marry the woman, and we keep happily and easily being ourselves. And this way, when we have the right match, we will have this woman forever. We don't need to pretend. This gifts conversation, it's really something that you guys should not put attention on it. Because if back home have a normal dating situation, you have a certain attitude upon gifts, let's think again the same. Here there are women, same how equal with some different characteristics that please us the most, reason why we come. But at the bottom line, there are women, they need to be conquered same way. It's an international behavior, it's an international attitude, it's common between relationship men and women, and that way it should be. No changings because we are in another country, because women are still women. I hope somehow I could help you guys to understand a little bit that there are many misleading situations. Obviously this lady guru that we shared her opinions and very personal, and many of them wrong. This have to be really with the phenomenon that often guys ask me, that have to be with the mentality. It's not the mentality of the country, it's the mentality of the city. Cosmopolitan city, like Kiev in this case, that have millions and millions of inhabitants, and half of them are not even from there, are from other cities that came in search of a better life. They adapt and they convert, many of them, their way of thinking and their mentality. A big city where is flooded with foreigners coming in and out, have a higher life cost, have a higher entertainments and consuming atmosphere, marketing, publicities, attempting to buy, to sell, to have, to be better, to have more than the other one, to conquer more than the other one. It's a very competitive environment. So that lady that came from a small city, that was the one that we all look for, the one that doesn't have the so-called bad habits, doesn't have big expectations in terms of demanding too much, that can be difficult to provide. These are the big city problems. We never find the genuine person on the wrong place. It's a little bit like to find a wife in the disco. It can happen, but it will be an exception. So this to say that maybe is the wrong place to find the right person. Obviously that in the small towns they are more reserved, they are not attempt to have all this lifestyle, they don't have the offer, so maybe they are even happier, because when we don't know about how many things exist on the world better than what we have, we are happier. When we start to learn that we have so much less than the others, suddenly we may become not so happy. So in a conclusion, big cities, they have a huge offer, but they have a huge danger, and people are surviving. If you go to a small city, people are living, and living on a very calm way, their own style, close to the roots. And this is what you want to find for sure. So I strongly advise that if you want to find that kind of woman, you have to go to a small city, to find her close to the roots, close to the nature. If you are going to find her on a big cosmopolitan city where are thousands of men like you trying to find the same, you will put yourself on a competitive environment, and your chances of success will be reduced drastically. So plan well, make your homework, understand what is exactly the kind of woman that you want to find, see where is her more natural, original environment, where she can be found. Try to find someone that can help you to reach there, and from there be yourself and conquer her heart with all you have from inside, and not with all you have from outside, and I mean money. Material world jeopardize much happiness. Thank you for listening to me. Hope you like this and keep on writing me as you made, and I'm very thankful for that, and I hope to help you soon.